Hey guys, DTO6 Toys here, back with another review. This time I'll be reviewing Demoniacal Fit's Proud Prince, which is their version of Majin Vegeta. Let's get right into it. This figure honestly looks just like its SH Figure Arts counterpart, with the only notable difference being its lack of inaccurate colors between his ab section and the rest of his top and pants. So yeah, Demoniacal Fit actually fixed that issue from the original release, so that's a good thing. Speaking of color, the blue on this figure is a little darker as well, which isn't that big of a deal because I think it actually does look a lot nicer. But I haven't seen the original in person, so I can't say for sure. Maybe it's an acquired taste. But anyway, seeing as he's a clone of the SH Figure Arts Majin Vegeta, he looks just as good. Unfortunately, Demoniacal Fit did copy the hair sculpt as well. I would have liked if they took the challenge to actually sculpt the Super Saiyan 2 hair, but oh well. My copy does have a bit of a paint smudge on his right arm as well, but it's alright, it's not the worst thing in the world. Everything else about his aesthetic is pretty satisfactory. The colors are nice, the sculpt is good, and the details are great. Not much complaints here. Moving on to accessories. Starting with facial expressions, he comes with his neutral face, a sideways looking face, which unfortunately isn't done very well. It's kinda hard to tell that he's actually looking sideways, but he is. Moving on, he also comes with a grinning face, a smiling, or rather, evil smiling face, and a teeth gritting face. I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but the M on my evil grinning face looked a little off compared to the other faceplates, but it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, most of these faceplates were the same ones the original release came with as well, with the only different one here being the sideways looking face. In the original release, it was just another neutral face without any veins popping out on his forehead. So I think this option is a lot better, even though it's not done very well. What Demoniacal Fit added to the release though is this Vegeta head sculpt, with a stuffed mouth faceplate. This, I guess, was thanks to Tamashii releasing their Harichin Bunmei set that included a stuffed mouth faceplate for Goku. So Demoniacal Fit decided to do one for Vegeta themselves. And I really like it. It looks really good. And it's different from the usual faceplates you get with these kinds of figures. Accompanying this is a hand accessory where he's holding a spoon, another hand accessory where he's holding a drumstick, and this curry rice plate. Very, very nice additions. Moving on to the rest of his hands. He comes with 2 fists, 2 expressive hands or martial art hands, 2 ki blast hands, and 1 hand with 3 right fingers up, meant for that one pose that he showed towards Majin Buu in the anime. And now moving on to articulation. So, his head can look up pretty far, and his head can also look up. Well, I accidentally popped it off his ball joint there, but it can look down pretty far. Can tuck his chin under there, so that's pretty good. Left and right, no issue. Side to side tilts, no issue as well. Now his arm articulation is pretty good. It is on the butterfly joint, as you can see. It can extend forward pretty far, so you can do some gullet gun poses. His arm can rotate on both the shoulder and the bicep. Just a little over 90-degree bend, rotation at the wrist, and of course, up and down movement as well. Now, before I move on with the rest of the articulation, I do just want to point out that my copy did suffer from the really tight waist joint issue that some people were experiencing with this figure. So I did try the hot water, but it didn't really work out for me. So what I did use instead was, as you can see in the frame right now, silicone spray. So it's a kind of lubricant, which I guess works really well with figures like this. As you can see right now, once I sprayed it inside, it's buttery smooth, smooth like butter. I basically just opened up the cap and sprayed in. The gap was bigger, but yeah, I did spray in that opening right there. So thanks to that, I don't have any issues with it anymore. It's basically perfect in terms of articulation. Anyway, he can lean pretty far back, which is really good, but he can't really lean forward, so that's pretty unfortunate. Some side-to-side tilts, no issue, and some side-to-side rotations, not much, but it's there. So while his ab articulation was pretty rough, he does have a swivel at his waist area, as you can see, so he actually can move very far forward and very far back thanks to that swivel joint that's attached to that crotch piece right there. So yeah, that's really good. Now this is where the lubricant came into play. As you can see, rotation at the waist is buttery smooth, smooth like butter. And his leg articulation is really good as well. Kick front and back very far. And he cannot do a full split, but I think this is alright as well. Now he does have a tie swivel rather. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. He does have double jointed knees, so that's pretty good. Rotation at the foot. His foot can also move up and down, though it's pretty minimal. Same goes with his ankle rocker. It's more towards the right than the left, unfortunately. He also does have a toe hinge. And I actually did have to lubricate this part as well because mine was pretty tight. So overall, this figure is really solid. The only thing to really be wary about is that tight waist joint issue, but once you rectify that, it's really good. It's hard not to recommend it. I mean, it's Majin Vegeta, and seeing as the original release was a web exclusive, it's pretty hard to find nowadays. This is a really good alternative, with not only consistent colors throughout, but some great fun accessories as well. I honestly recommend this to even those who already have the original, just for those fun accessories. So yeah, that's it for this review, and I'll see you all for the next one.